Hi YouTube, today I'm going to show you how to make what I think is one of the best night lights for your aquarium. One of the best things that you can do to show off your fish tank is sort out the lighting. Everyone knows you can't run your lights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week because your tank's just going to turn into an algae monster. But what you can do is get some nighttime lights which are low powered, that don't emit the daytime light spectrum, but you can still see your fish swimming around inside your tank. I bought myself a moonlight unit from Amazon, I think it was. It cost around 20 quid. You put it in the middle of the tank and you can't adjust it. It sits there, it's the same brightness, and I've put it on a timer. Now I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool if I could run just some dimmer lights to show off my fish in the evening and run them off of a remote control, so I can change the colours, I can change the intensity, I can change everything I like on the lighting unit. Well, to do that, all you have to do is buy some waterproof RGB strip lighting, which is all I've stuck to this piece of plastic. If you're wondering what this plastic is, it's actually that stuff that you hide cables in plasterboard. So I went to Screwfix. This stuff cost £1 for 2 meters, and all I did was stick the RGB strip lights to the thin plastic piece that connects to the back of it. What this does is gives enough strength to hold it inside your aquarium over any ridges that you've got. So inside the fluvial roamer, you've got like an inside ridge that you can rest this on, and it comes probably about a centimetre and a half above the water line. That's all I do, I just rest it on there. I've cut it to the width of the aquarium, great. Now if I was to buy a bigger aquarium, all you have to do, cut this in half, and you can push this out slightly to extend the width of the bracket, and you still can reuse your original lighting for it. It just changes the fitment size. To wire this all up, all you need to get is some multi-core wiring. So this is actually 6-core. I've got a thing called RGBW. RGBW means that there's a red, green, blue LED, and then it's followed by a white LED. You don't have to buy that, just get yourself RGB if you just want the colours on your tank. Now this multi-core stuff, you can buy it with 4 cores, and it's 1 amp, and that will be absolutely ample and the right thickness really to solder to this. This is colour coded, so just remember the coding and solder it to the red, green, blue and 12-volt lines on your RGB strip lights. I used some shrink wrap on the other end to keep the water out of the solder joints. Then all I did was connect it up to a connector. Now these units, if you look for an RGB female connector, that will plug straight into that. You can strip the cable off of it and you can wire your multi-core up. All you have to do is remember what you wired it to, connect it up to the right connector on here and try it out. Now as long as you've got the 12-volt line wired into what is the arrow on this, and it will probably be very similar on your own, all you have to do is play around with the earth, so make sure you've got it in the right colour order. I've even found when I've bought some of this RGB strip light that actually where they say is red, it's not red at all, it's like green. So that's all you have to do. Try moving them around, try resoldering them if it's the wrong colour orientation for you. So to power these units, what you need is a 12-volt adapter. They all come with a very similar extension on it, which is a 5.5mm with a 2.5mm internal size that goes into the control unit. I reuse these, so I've had old Wi-Fi routers that run at 12 volts. I've had old fish tank lights that I've bought that run at 12 volts. All of those will do as long as it's 12-volt supply and it's above sort of 0.3, 0.5 amps, which will say on the right hand side after the output, say 12 volts and then an A rating, which is the number of amps, how much current it can drive, and you're looking for something around 0.5 or higher really. We're not making a huge length of this stuff, so it doesn't take up a huge amount of electricity. Half an amp should be fine for a meter or so. To get these lights running, get your 12-volt adapter, plug it into here, get your connector. Now I've made this connector myself, but if you've got a proper female one, that's all you need, and there you have it, your lights are done. That's as easy as it is. Now I can use my remote control to turn them on and off. I can change them from fading to just a white kind of colour. I can go with preset colours and I can make my own. If you set this up in the front of the aquarium, it gives a great effect. It kind of casts shadows on all of the plants and the fish, and I just set it on a white setting, which is low enough not to cause any issues with algae, but it's enough to be able to see your fish. Anyway, I hope you like this video, I hope you like the lights. Try it out, it's really cheap, it'll give you a great effect, and it might save you some cash if you're looking at getting some moonlighting. If you like this video, hit like. If you dislike it, and if you like my videos, please subscribe.